Hi there, YouTube. It is I, the one, the only, Naudia Exotica. In this video, I have a bit of a story time. I don't remember who I was talking to about it, but like it sprung to mind and I was like, I've never told that on YouTube before. And I remember there was a long time ago where I did like my hot hookups or whatever. And this happened after that video while I was still living on my own. So let me set the scene for you, okay? For one, in case you've never heard of me before, you're just stumbling across this video, lucky you, first of all. Second of all, I'm a transgender madam. I've been doing what I do for 5 years. I do a bunch of different things. I'm a candle mogul, a candle connoisseur. I'm an entertainer of many different sorts on many different platforms, doing many different things, most of which are adult related. Not all, but I would say like the majority of it, yes. But there's things like my YouTube that are just creativity based. Another thing that you should know about me if you're new is I'm a fucking free spirit, a Lutheromaniac. I don't like to be told what the fuck to do. I can never be tied down to any man. So you can kind of imagine how it is when I guess a man's wants and desires align with mine in, I guess, a business or an intimate kind of way. So when you let me do my thing and you just happen to be there, that's fabulous. Or you don't step on my toes or hinder me in any sense of the word, fucking amazing. So, setting the scene for you, there was this new kind of guy that I was seeing. Whenever I say seeing, please don't ever assume it's romantic. It is never romantic. It was just, midnight rendezvous, midnight secrets, as my song Vampy references. But he was new. He was like on the newer side of things. It was very recreational, but there was a couple times where he definitely paid me. It was just fun. Like he just kind of knew what to do. And I love that. And we just kind of complimented each other intimately. So just picture two individuals sprawled out in the middle of a living room floor. Because this was when I was living on my own. And I work a hotline. I've worked it for many years. Two different kinds of hotlines. A psychic hotline where I throw tarot cards for people, and an adult phone sex hotline. And I remember this is around the time where it was really good and booming. Honey, it was booming. I mean, I didn't even pretty much have to lift my arm too much to be making ridiculous amounts of money. And there was this guy with a he was like one of my regulars with a very strange but not fetish. Just strange in the sense of like you're kind of wondering, why would anyone be turned on by that? Like it's honestly completely, I mean, it's a sexy attribute, but it's not a fetish for me personally. And no, I'm not talking about feet. This is something to do with like stature. So I remember, because he would spend hours on the phone with me. I think it was like a little bit before Christmas Eve of 2023. This was the longest call I'd ever had. I think it was like 6 fucking hours. But this time was not that time. This time I was in the middle of a rendezvous with said man. And I picked up the phone. And I kind of remember being like, just give me a second. Again, he was very aware of what I did, because he'd spent money on me prior. The in-person guy, the hookup guy. But I kind of just shooed him away a little bit and was like, let me pick this up and see who it is. Because if it's him, I am not missing his call. This is fun and all, but hello, money talks and bullshit runs a marathon. So I remember answering the phone, and lo and behold, it was him. And I remember the guy, the hookup guy that I had, he was kind of like, we were just chilling, taking a break. But as the talk started to happen, and he was kind of a bit more playful, he kind of embraced me again. I remember trying to be as cool as a cucumber over the phone, just in case this guy didn't want anything else to be happening outside of the phone call. But I remember just the way that he had said it. He was talking all kind of like happy-go-lucky at first and like, you know, friendly and how we banter. But as soon as he could pick up on someone else being there, his voice got very serious. And I remember putting it on speaker. I remember the guy talking to my hookup. And both of them just being very into it. I would say this is one of the closest times I'd ever gotten to a threesome, honestly. The men here where I'm at are fucking... Anyways. So, it honestly lasted a very long time. It was extremely pleasurable for all parties involved. And I made some really fucking awesome money doing something I otherwise would have done in the first place. Like, it was one of those moments in time where every little facet of what it is I was doing, of my routine and my recreational time, just fit so perfectly. And that was just, it was erotic, it was sensual, it was gorgeous. It's funny too, because this man, like I said, he had a very interesting, or I wouldn't even say interesting because that makes it sound weird. It was just like an everyday normal thing that I'll just say bodybuilders have. That was his thing that really did it. And the guy I was hooking up with was a very fabulous physique, happened to fit the bill. So it was just so sexy. And I kind of loved that the facade was broken in a way. And I was called out. But it didn't matter. I love the fact that it just played into exactly what was on the menu for the night anyways. So, with that being said, I want to say I stand corrected because I know I have a video up. I'm sure it's still up of like my hottest intimate encounters or whatever. This one took the cake. And I remember it happening in the same place because where I recorded the video was in my house when I was living on my own. But I recorded that video before this happening. And I'm surprised I never even talked about it, but it was the most beautiful encounter ever. It was really sexy and very kind of serendipitous in a way. So, and I highly doubt he's watching this. You never know. So in case you'd love to meet up again, hit my DMs. Or my email. But he's long gone, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't know what happened to him. Also, the one dude on the hotline is also long gone. I hadn't heard from him probably since earlier this year. Don't know what happened. I know I took breaks. There were times I would just be unavailable for months on end. Like, I just marked my little thing unavailable and just wasn't taking calls. You guys know how I am. Like, I'm back and forth on everything I'm on. So I just kind of take breaks and go where the money is. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it did something for you. And until the next one, you guys, you will be hearing from me very soon.